like for you to just talk about the kind of advice that you might have these kind of challenges for their family members who may have these, and definitely for, and you hit on this, but just come right out, and the importance of teachers and administrators. Change, moving out of their discomfort. Yeah, they're going to have to find a comfort zone when it comes to this.
Yeah. My biggest advice for teachers and administrators and parents is that the biggest thing is love. That's what you said to me. You said you were conflicted, but you realize that you love me and you love your students, that it's bigger than whatever it is. And so that is the pathway, I think. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. Because you realize that you love your son or your daughter, that you love your students, that you want them to be healthy and happy. Healthy is not what you think healthy is in your mind. It isn't that it need to be straight. That's not healthy. That's maybe your definition of it. But for them, that can be completely different. And so being open to that and allowing that to move you forward, allowing the love and peace and that energy to be the leading and the guiding force to help these students find themselves, develop themselves, giving them the space and freedom. Love isn't a control thing. Love is freedom. Love is giving them space. So I think that is the number one thing, I think it all will create from there.
Kind of environment. And just talk about the magazine.
Oh, well, with ECT magazine, I thought it really briefly. And when I started, David Bridgeforth Quarterly. I never really wanted to do a magazine, but I used to write because of Maya Angelou, and I write reviews of events. And it was turned into a magazine that happens now to be the most popular black gay magazine in the country, and parts of the UK, which didn't think it would happen. We're going on 2 years now. People call it the Oprah magazine for gay people. It's the Live Your Best Life kind of publication. But it has really influenced a lot of young people and helped a lot of young people come out. That young guys that was on TV, on CNN, talk about the magazine, helping them. So it's pushing.
What is the website?
DBQMag, DBQMag.com.
Is there anything that you want to add to what we've already talked about?
I want to applaud you. Because if more people would do this, if they would have courage, Maya Angelou says the most important virtue is courage. Without courage, you can't package any other virtue consistently. Takes this to move forward. You're going to move the school district forward.
When we now have our professional development, because I've been doing the Infusion Conference, I've been doing several other conferences and workshops. Every month we have representatives from all our schools who meet with me. So this is going to be a part of that. It's going to be a part of that now because people have been asking about it. I had one of the administrators from Washington High School after I did a workshop there on our African American history curriculum. He said you did a wonderful job, but when are you going to start talking about it? Yeah.
Because there's LGBT students. There's transgender students that you don't know about. There's bisexual students. There's gay students. They're there. Or you're going to see them like you see the heterosexual students.
Yeah.
I mean, why are we ignoring students? Why are we putting other students in the shadow because they have alternative lifestyles? That is not right at all.
So what kind of workshop, if you can be specific, when we do professional development workshops, I don't want to just, what kind of specific professional development would you recommend for our teachers and administrators?
I would recommend something that challenges their beliefs, that challenges them. Because the thing is, how they teach, how they show up in the classroom is in direct proportion to how they are personally. This is really a personal thing. Not that they have to change their beliefs about homosexuality or gayness or LGBT affirmation, but the belief of how they operate with other people. And just because you have a belief doesn't mean that you operate differently. My grandfather doesn't completely support gay marriage. Of course not. My grandfather doesn't support gay marriage. But you wouldn't know when my gay friends, I bring them to my house, my grandfather's house. There's no prejudice. There's no reservation. There is no unkind treatment. There is no shame. There's nothing but affirmation and love and support. And you wouldn't not know that he has a person. And that is the switch that needs to be flipped for our teaching administration. You can believe what you want to believe, but when you show up in the classroom, every student should be seen and affirmed. That is important. That's important for the development.
It's not about you.
It's not.
It's about these students having a safe environment in which to learn and to thrive. And they can't do that.
And they cannot do that if you don't see them. If all the same students are celebrated and the gay students are celebrated. If we don't affirm them, then the other students, the reason that it's bullying is because no one's seeing them. No one's seeing the gay students. No one. These bullies don't know that there are people who are legendary in the world who've done stuff who are gay. They don't know they're gay students. Their parents don't like gay people. So that same energy, they're beating on gay students because no one else is seeing them and celebrating. But if the gay students and the LGBT students are celebrated, you would see the bullying in the school district drop dramatically. You would see all of these things that are oppressing the gay students drop dramatically because the teachers, the leaders, are affirming them. See, that's the thing. The leaders are affirming them. Therefore, the students can't do anything but affirm them because it's not tolerated. So, yeah.
In your, I think your last issue of the magazine, you, just like Ebony Magazine does the 100 most influential.
We make history. First off, the magazine itself is history because there's never been a black gay magazine branded after a black gay person. Oprah is the only black person in a magazine named after her, with her on the cover. BBC Magazine is the gay version of that. But I did a list of 100 influential LGBT people in the country. Never been done. People of color. Never been done before. There have been gay lists, but not really people of color. But all people of color, 100 influential from RuPaul to Frank Ocean to Jonathan K. Park to Don Lemon on CNN. Everybody. Very diverse list. And it made history and it's everywhere. It's really popular.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to just, as we wind this down, just make sure that all of our viewers go to that website. So give that one more time.
bbcmags.com.
Thank you so much, my child.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back. Well, you really never have been away. That was a beautiful interview. And to complement that interview, we have in our studio Mary Byrne, who is the executive director of the Indiana Youth Group, and she has with her my new friend, Victoria Overdorf, who is a senior at University High School. So we don't have a lot of time, so Mary, I want you to start off and just talk about the Indiana Youth Group, and so that they will know there's a place we can come to, there's a place that offers training, professional development. Then we'll go right to you, Victoria.
So we have a program for young people. Of course, that's the base.
Yes.
We're open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evenings. We have lots of workshops, programs, have dinner. You know, they're teenagers, so we have to have food. And then we're starting a program now for parents. So, because they have to come out and they have questions and that sort of thing. And then we have a full-time staff person that works outside of Indiana Youth Group, either helping high schools start Gay Straight Alliances, or his other thing that he does is trainings.
What's his name? I forgot.
Graham.
Graham
Greenflow.
Yes.
And he goes into schools,
Yes.
PTAs, church groups, college classes, all over. Social workers, and does anywhere from half-hour to 3-hour training.
Didn't you work with the social workers?
Yes.
IPS?
Yes. So,
and you're located where?
we're located at Benford and 46th Street,
Okay.
near or northeast side.
Okay, and the website?
Indiana Youth Group, www.indianayouthgroup.org. And there's lots of resources on there. So that we have a calendar for the young people, but there's a place for parents to click on or teachers. There's a resource thing. We have lots of different things up there to help people.
Victoria, share some of your experience with our audience. You are a high school student, getting ready to graduate. Very good. So just share some of the experiences, that negative and positive.
Okay, well, in high school, fortunate enough to be going to a school where everyone was pretty positive and open, and my teachers are really supportive, and they don't heteronorm things in class. Like they'll give the heterosexual example, but then they'll also complement it with a homosexual example, which I found really supportive when I was trying to come out my freshman year. But then also, I come to IYG and I hear about these students who don't have that experience, who are having really tough times, and it makes me really appreciate the place that I go to school.
Gosh, I guess so. That's very, very good. I was going to ask you about the support. How about your family? Very supportive?
Yes, my parents were very, very supportive. My mom actually asked me, because I was really afraid to tell her. She's like, Victoria, let's be honest right now. Are you seeing a girl? And I'm like, Mom, how'd you know? So it was awesome, and she talked to my dad for me, because I was really nervous, and they're both awesome, and they've been really helpful with my coming out.
Great, that is. Share some of the, and let me ask you this, Mary, what kind of diversity do you have in terms of students that come there for support? Is it like a diverse group of students? You have African Americans, Hispanic students, Asian?
About 19% of our young people are African American.
Okay.
I think that it's something like maybe 71% are white.
Okay.
So 29% are all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
We have young people as young as 12. When they turn 21, they age out. And most of our young people are 17 or so. They have their own car, so they have a way of getting there. But we have a couple programs just for middle school students, because their experience is unique from high school kids. I mean, I think they probably have it the worst.
And they're going through all these other changes.
Yes, that's right.
It's on top. Yeah,
That's right.
So.
Yes.
So.
So it's very diverse. And about 20% of our young people are not LGBTQ. They're heterosexual allies. And they want to come, and sometimes they keep coming and their gay friend doesn't. Yeah, so it's very diverse. Very welcoming to anyone.
How about your friends? Very supportive?
When I came out to my friends at school, they were they understood what was going on, because at my school, our GSA had already set up a sort of support system, so people knew about the issues. They weren't blindsided when people were to come out, and they understood it. And then obviously my friends at IYG were really supportive. I've never experienced any negativity there. But overall my friends were good, and the ones who weren't good weren't real friends. So I guess I kind of figured that out in that process.
So that's what I was going to ask you about. What advice do you have for those young people out there that are just scared to death? And can you imagine somebody going through life, especially with all the other issues and problems that young people have? So what advice would you have for them as we wind this to a close?
I would say that just come out like head on, and the people who you want to be around you are the people who are going to stick with you after you tell them, and the people that are the people that are good for you will be there, and the people who aren't good for you will be filtered out in the process. And it's kind of, you figure out who the good people and the good influences in your life are. So I would say just be completely confident. You know who you are, shout it from the rooftops, and people will appreciate it.
That's great advice. How about